I didn't think much of it when the ranger told me to avoid that part of the park. He didn't explain why, just said they don't patrol out there anymore. I figured it was budget cuts or something. It wasn't until I called for help, and he went completely silent, that I realized he wasn't warning me to stay out. He was warning me they wouldn't come and get me. I got to the park just before sunset. It was one of those places that doesn't show much up online. No big trails, no crowds, just miles of forest and a few scattered campsites. Exactly what I was looking for. There was a small ranger station near the entrance. Lights on, door open. I stepped inside to check in, more out of habit than anything. The ranger behind the desk barely looked up at first. I told him I was planning to camp overnight, maybe hike a few miles in before setting up. That's when he actually looked at me. Not annoyed, not friendly either, just focused. He asked where I was planning to go. I told him I hadn't picked a spot yet. Then he said very clearly, "Stay on marked trails. Don't go past mile marker 12." No explanation, just that. I remembered laughing a little, like it was some kind of inside joke or overcautious warning. He didn't laugh back. I asked him what was out there. He paused, just for a second too long. Then he said, "Nothing you need to worry about if you stay on the trail." That should have been enough. It wasn't. The trail started out normal, clear paths, occasional markers, even a few signs of other hikers. But after an hour, it started to thin out. The trees got thicker, the light dropped faster than it should have, and the sounds started to disappear. No birds, no insects, just wind, and even that felt distant. I kept going. Eventually, I saw the marker. A wooden post, slightly tilted with a faded number carved into it. 12. That should have been my stopping point. Instead, I stepped past it. Almost immediately, things felt different. The trail didn't disappear, but it wasn't maintained anymore. Branches across the path, overgrowth like no one had walked it in a long time. I told myself that was normal. Less popular area, nothing weird about that. Then I saw the campsite. It was just off the trail. Small clearing, fire pit, a log someone had dragged over as a seat, and a backpack just sitting there. No tent, no person, no movement. I called out just in case. Nothing. The fire pit still had ash in it, not fresh, but not old either. The backpack was unzipped. Inside, clothes, some food, and a phone. Dead. Whoever was here didn't pack up. They just left. Or didn't get the chance to. I should have turned back right there. Instead, I told myself I'd just camp nearby for the night and head out in the morning. I don't know why. Something about the place felt unfinished, like I wasn't supposed to leave yet. So I set up my tent a little way from the clearing, far enough to feel separate, close enough that I could still see the backpack if I looked through the trees. Night came fast, faster than it should have. 1 minute I could still see the outline of the trees. The next, it was just dark. Not normal dark either. The kind that feels thick, like it's pressing in around you. That's when I heard the first sound. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate. Not crashing through the woods, not wandering. Walking. Like something knew exactly where it was going. I froze. Listened. The steps circled the clearing once, then stopped. Right near the backpack. I waited for a voice. Someone calling out. Nothing came. Just silence. I grabbed my phone and stepped outside the tent. No signal. I walked a little further, held it up. One bar. Barely. I dialed the ranger station. It rang longer than I expected. Then finally, he picked up. I told him where I was, about the marker, the campsite, the footsteps. There was a pause. Then he asked, "You went past mile marker 12?" I said yes. Another pause. Longer this time. Then he said, quieter now, "Stay where you are." I started asking questions. What was out there? If someone was missing? If I should leave? He didn't answer, just silence on the line. Then, almost like he didn't want to say it, "We don't go out there anymore." I felt it before. I heard it again. That same presence. Closer this time. The footprints started again, not circling now, approaching, slow, measured, like it knew I was on the phone, like it was waiting. I whispered into it, asking what I should do. No response. The line was still open, but he wasn't talking, or couldn't. The steps stopped just outside the tent, close enough that I could hear the ground shift under the weight. I could hear breathing, not heavy, not strained, just steady, calm. Then something brushed against the side of the tent, slowly, like a hand dragging across it. I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. I just held the phone and listened. And then it spoke. Not loud, not aggressive, just quiet. Right outside. "You're in the wrong place." The voice sounded almost normal. Almost. But something about it was off. Like the words were being copied instead of spoken. Like it had learned them. I don't remember making the decision to run. I just remember suddenly being on my feet, tearing out of the tent, not even grabbing my gear. I didn't look back. I didn't stop. I just followed the trail, what was left of it, or until I hit the marker again. 12. The second I crossed back over it, the forest changed. The sounds came back. The air felt lighter, and the footsteps were gone. I made it back to the ranger station just before sunrise. The same ranger was there. He looked like he hadn't slept. I told him everything, every detail. He didn't interrupt once. When I finished, he just sat there for a moment. Then he said, "You shouldn't have gone past that marker." I told him about the campsite, the backpack, the phone. He frowned, then said something that didn't make sense. "We cleared that area years ago." I asked him what that meant. He didn't answer, just stood up and walked to the door, opened it like he wanted me to leave. As I stepped outside, I turned back and asked him one last thing. "Why don't you go out there anymore?" He hesitated, just for a second, then said, "Because it started talking back." I left right after that, didn't go back, didn't report it to anyone else. I tried to forget about it. But sometimes at night, when everything's quiet, I hear something outside my house. Not moving, not walking, just standing there, waiting. And every once in a while, I hear it say, "You're in the wrong place." Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed tonight's story. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the next scary story. And remember, it's just a story.